What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to all my subscribers. Alien Army, raise up. Everybody drop a comment, hit those likes inside the comment section. If you don't know what to put, if this is your first time, put an alien, put a mothership, put a smiley face, put a hi. I do respond to 99.9% of my comments. We're growing every single day, staying strong. I'm also going to ask you guys a very grand favor. Not just a regular favor, a grand favor. My last video is a Big Brother audition. I don't have Instagram or Twitter or X or whatever it's called. I asked that my Alien Army people go ahead and if you can take that video, like copy the link and shoot it over to CBS. That's actually the station that has Big Brother. Take that, tag it with them, send it out so that they can hopefully see it. You know what I'm saying? If you guys could do that, I'd really appreciate it. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I am homeless. I do live in my car. I'm actually doing DoorDash and Uber right now, and Uber Eats or whatever, and things are slowing down. So normally my videos are a little bit darker and it does bother me because I turn the light on. It feels like I squint my eyes a lot. However, I'm gonna utilize daytime. I'm gonna utilize this downtime to make a video. This video is growing up story time is what I think I'm gonna name it. I might even throw the hashtag homeless in it or something like that. However, I'm gonna jump straight into this video. Shout out to all my, I already shout out my subscribers. Shout out to everybody who wants to throw me a donation or has sent me a donation. If you guys actually want me to give you a shout out and say your name, put it inside the message. My Cash App is the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. I'll link it in the description. If you actually want to talk on the phone or anything like that, put your phone number in there, and I have no problem calling you. I'll probably press *67 just to make sure my number doesn't get leaked. I trust you guys. However, I don't want people calling me in the middle of the night, waking me up and stuff like that. I hope you understand. Just want to be on the safe side a little bit, but I'm gonna jump straight into this video. So if you've never seen my video Traumatic Childhood, maybe check that out after this. However, that would probably be the prequel, and this will be the sequel type of thing. So if you've already seen that video, going into this will make more sense. If you haven't seen that video, check it out afterwards, and it still makes sense. That's the prior timeline, and now this is moving forward. So I think it's really important that with my content, I tell you about how I grew up, how it was like, some of the things that I've learned along my life and stuff like that. And people can learn from the mistakes that I've made, and some people can learn from the stuff that I've done right. And I think it's really important when you're watching somebody's stuff that you actually know their whole story. I just don't want to come on here and be like, the X, Y, and Z. I want you guys to get to know me. I want you to know my personality. I want you to know the way I grow up, the way I think, my thought process. And you guys have been nothing but great, especially with the support system. I mean, that's something I didn't expect with YouTube. However, I'm very thankful and very happy about it. And you can jump in really quick. All you gotta do is subscribe and always drop comments. You'll be part of the Alien Army. So jumping into this, I'm gonna jump into 8th grade. So in 8th grade, for football, before I think it might have been a couple weeks before 8th grade starts, you could sign up for football. You can sign up for football, and you can go ahead and if you make the team, there was no participation trophies back then, which is great. You have to earn everything you get. Hopefully that Twilight right here isn't bothering you too much. I'm hanging up a shirt that just decided to fall. Give me a second here. Try to block this light a little bit, you know what I mean? I'm sure you guys know exactly what I mean. Who wants to have Twilight action going on the side of your eye, you know what I'm saying, or the side of your face? But it looks like it's hitting my ear a little bit. But nonetheless, I go ahead and I try out for football for 8th grade. I do Hell Week. If you've never done football at all, 8th grade is very similar to high school, at least at that time it was. Hell Week is not just 1 week, it's actually 3 weeks. And you do the whole 3 weeks, and then you find out if you make the team or not. I make the team. I actually got first string wide receiver. I was very small, very, very fast. When that ball comes being thrown at me, even if the quarterback messes up, I'm catching it. Very good reflexes, and I could take a hit really hard. If somebody's trying to sack me, most of the time that they couldn't, but definitely they couldn't catch me. It was very small, very wild, and very great hand and eye coordination. So I make the team, and I'm first string quarterback, and it's awesome. And my whole game plan is that I do football. I think that football ran the first part of the half the year, and then wrestling really didn't have meets or competitions, but I was just gonna join that and to be like an after school after school activity, and then of course when I went to high school, I would want to continue doing that stuff. You know what I mean? Because I know high school actually had more like, you know, actual divisions and stuff like that. So I make the team, do the Hell Week, which is 3 weeks, and the very first week of me like basically going to be on the team, my locker gets broken into and my mouthpiece is stolen. To replace the mouthpiece, it's $5. I didn't have $5. I was devastated, and you could only miss, I think, 2 or 3 practices before you were kicked off, and they would not let you go to practice without your mouthpiece. So back then, it was very easy to get into a locker. You could do it with a shirt. You could do it with a tank top. You know, use your imagination. They're very easy to get into. It was just a combination lock, nothing too crazy. But somebody did that. I still to this day don't know. Could it have been somebody who was just horsing around? Yeah. Could it be somebody who didn't like me on the team or somebody like that? Yeah. I was still, if you know, since this is probably one of the first, you know, like this could be the first video you watch, or this could be a video that you haven't seen traumatic childhood yet. I want to explain a little bit of some of the stuff. It was very, 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 very quiet. I was very shy. I had a very hard time looking people in the eyes most of the time. Nowadays, I'm not like that. In fact, I prefer to always look at somebody's, you know, in their eyes when they talk to me, and I ask that they do the same thing. I don't like, you know, I understand that some people think it might be weird, but when I'm having a conversation with you, if you're playing with your phone, it's hard for me to talk to you, and it's hard. It seems like you're not paying attention. And if you're doing that, it's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. It's not like I'm going to throw a fit. It's like, hey, I'm trying to talk to you. You know, you're playing with your phone. Okay, I just need to check something. Okay, well, I ain't got no conversation for you. Then I'll tell you. I treat people this way I want to be treated. When somebody's talking to me, I'm not playing with my phone. If I have to pull it out for some reason, I say, excuse me for a moment, you know, something like that. You know, 99% of the time, if my phone's going off, I'm not checking it if I'm engaged in a conversation and stuff like that, you know. But nonetheless, my locker gets broken into. I'm very, very shy. I'm really trying to step out of my shell by, you know, I was really good with sports, and I was trying to step out a little bit. So, you also had to, if I remember correctly, like 7th grade didn't have football, but 8th grade did. And for you to qualify for 8th grade football, you had to have like good grades in 7th grade, or at least passing grades. My passing grade was a 3.4 GPA, and I never hardly did homework. I finished stuff in class, and I had a 3.4. So going into 8th grade, I already qualified on the academic side to go ahead and do it. And the locker gets broken into. I'm absolutely devastated. I just want to play football. You know, I just want to play football, and I just want to have fun. You know, I want to, you know, make friends. I want to be more sociable. You know, and nobody's encouraging me to do these things. It's not like somebody's like, you know, hey, AlienAscend, why don't you do this? Like, there is no guidance. I'm thinking this stuff myself, and I'm putting my best foot forward. It would have helped, or, you know, maybe, you know, it would have felt way better if I did have a support system that would, you know, guide me in that kind of stuff. But it really didn't feel like I had one. Maybe I had one and I just didn't see it. But I'm not here complaining. I'm just saying that, you know, inside my head, I'm like, I'm the one who's pushing myself. I guess if you want to do something, you have to, you know, for you to do something, you have to want to do it. And, you know, I guess it's being a man, you know, getting up and doing what you want to do, you know, like moving forward, I guess that's how I'd explain it. Nonetheless, you know, my locker gets broken in. I'm devastated, and I go and I talk to my mother, and I said, you know, Mom, my mouthpiece was stolen. I've already and each day has practices, so like I'm like, I can't miss practice. If I missed, it was either 2 or 3 practices. I don't remember the exact amount. I'm kicked off the team, and I'm first string wide receiver. You know, like I said. So I go to my mom. My mom says she doesn't have the money. We grew up very poor. Could she have had the money? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But she tells me that, and I'm devastated. You know, and I tell her, you know, the way that I grew up, you know, there was nothing like gangs and criminal activity going on, and I never partaked in any of that stuff. You know, I was always, you know, like trying to do good. Yeah, those people were my friends. After a certain amount of time of fighting them all, we became friends. We played sports together, and I got to know them a lot different and stuff like that. However, I was never into any of that stuff. You know, I was cool off of it. You know, I learned from watching what happened to, you know, to their parents, and then what happened to them as well. So I never took that route, and I was never interested. However, at that time, it was very, very like easy for somebody to turn to that. You know what I'm saying? But I never did. And I told my mom, I was like, I ain't out there doing this. I ain't out there doing that. I got, my friends didn't even go to school in 7th grade. My friends didn't even go to school in 8th grade. Yeah, my friends were getting life sentences, in 8th grade. Now, do I think that was the original charge? No, but I had a lot of my friends in 8th grade. Literally, to join a gang, you had to one of the for this particular gang, you had to go ahead and I'm trying to think of the word, delete somebody, and 99% of them, as far as I understood, all got caught and were they were going through the court systems, whether it was juvie first in county, or they fought their case in county and then went to state. However it worked, I don't know. It didn't happen to me, so I don't know, but it happened to a lot of my friends, and I felt horrible about it. And I used to get very sad and upset that they would go that route. I would tell them not to. I was trying to be a positive influence, but I was like, I don't do this, I don't do that. I'm a good kid. I just want to play football. And I'm like, I just need $5. She's like, I don't have it. I'm like, okay. And I was really upset. So I thought, what can I do to make $5 so I can get a mouthpiece? I went and knocked on everybody's door around, asking, can I rake their yard? If they had a lawnmower, could I cut their yard? Could I wash their car? Can I do anything? And this is coming from somebody very, very shy. Like, when I say very, very shy, when I looked into the mirror, my face would turn red and my eyes would water. I was so shy that when the teacher would call me to read or answer a question, my face turned red, my eyes would water, I would stutter. And I didn't have a stuttering problem, or at least I didn't think so. But any attention to me, I'm telling you, beat red like a red tomato. It was, any attention towards me like that really made me feel a certain way, and I don't understand why. Even to this day, I'm really, really shy. You would never know it. I'm comfortable and confident enough to talk to people and say hello, but it's just as hard as now as it was before. However, I guess I can control my face not turning red and my eyes not watering, and me not stumbling over my words so much. At least I hope so. I've had plenty enough practice talking to people, so I think so. But yeah, I still feel very, very shy. It's not always easy for me to talk to people, but just because something's not easy doesn't mean that I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? In fact, a lot of stuff in my whole life hasn't been easy, and I've tried to persevere and try to get through it. Break through the wall, so to speak, and do it. A lot of things make me feel very uncomfortable, but I know that if it's going to help me, I go through it. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and did all that. I'm pleading my case to strangers that live in my neighborhood. Like people, I'll wash your car. Somebody broke in and stole my mouthpiece. I don't even have a combination lock. So if I get that mouthpiece, I still don't have a lock to protect my belongings in there. However, my game plan was I'm going to keep that mouthpiece on me at all times. I'm never going to let this thing go. I may even design a special little pocket for it or something. I don't really care. I just want it, and I want to play football. I want to feel what it feels like to be on a legit team and really have good competition. And I just wanted to play. I thought it was great. So I do all that stuff, and nothing. I even go to the PE teachers who some of the PE teachers actually were the football coaches. I talked to them and I told them, can I wash your car? Can I do something? Can I do anything? And they literally were like, we can't give you any money even if we wanted to. We want you on the team. Yeah, the only thing we could say is try to earn it. Ask your family. And I did that, and I never got it. And I was devastated at the time. It still hurts me to this day, knowing that, if a child wanted to go in the right direction, and all they needed was $5 so they can continue playing sports, or to be on a team like that, I would give my last $5 to help be in their support system. However, it didn't work out like that for me. I didn't get it, and I was off the team. I was so upset at the time about that I decided to not do good in school anymore. I decided that why am I getting a 3.4 GPA? I know this school would hold you back if you didn't get passing grades, and I believe that the passing GPA was something like you needed to have all D's. So I purposely went ahead and did that. I never got anything, for having 3.4 my whole 7th grade year, and I did it without even trying, to tell you the truth. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I want a good grade, so let me do this. No, it's whatever I finish in the school. So now I'm actually making a conscious decision to start doing only half of what I did before, and basically get D's. It could have been something like you're allowed to have 4 C's and 1 D, whatever, or 2 D's and 4 C's. Like we had 6 periods back then. So I went ahead and I orchestrated doing that, and I did that 75% of the year. And of course, nobody said anything to me. I'm passing still. It wasn't like I had a strict mom who was like, you need to go ahead and have all A's and stuff like that. She never said anything like that. However, I have 1 semester left to school, and I get told that the only people that are walking in, that I was going to graduate as long as I stayed on the same course. However, I wasn't going to be able to walk the stage. To walk the stage, you needed to have a GPA of 2.5. Which I think all those were like maybe all C's or C's and a couple C pluses, whatever it was at the time. So I get told that, and not only do I get told that, a letter goes out to my mom, maybe even a phone call, something like that. But my mom hears about it, and my mom said, that it was very important for her to see me walk on stage. And my mom is sick. She has multiple sclerosis. She really can't walk. She's halfway in the wheelchair at that time, and she can walk, actually. She can walk, but there's times she needs walkers. She was told that she would never be able to walk again, and she was, able to do that. But sometimes she's using a walker, sometimes she's in a wheelchair. There's things with multiple sclerosis where you have bad days, like a bad day. You can't even eat. She couldn't even feed herself. I used to hand feed her. There's days where she has a good day where she's walking and she's feeling good. They're like ups and downs with multiple sclerosis, especially early on, after she was diagnosed with it. So she tells me that she really wants to walk on stage. Watch me walk on stage. And what she did was, because I have such a big heart towards my grandmother, who I love very much, and God rest her soul. She gets my grandma on the phone and hands me the phone, and my grandma says, "I'm gonna come there. I'm gonna watch you graduate. I want to see you walk on stage. Can you do whatever you need to, do whatever you need to accomplish that." And at the time, I didn't think there was a way for me to do it. I was like, I only got 1 semester left. I don't know. And when my grandma asked, of course I didn't say I don't know. I said, "Yes, Grandma, I'll do whatever you ask." And I tell my mom, I'll find a way, and I'll go ahead and make sure that I make the grades. So I go ahead and I go to every single teacher. And by the way, it was really hard for me to flunk on PE. I purposely had to not mess around. And the whole 8th grade, I'm doing weight training, and then but there's a couple times a week you still got to do running, and you got to do cardio and stuff like that. So I'm purposely not running on those days. I'm making a very conscious effort. And before my mom had called my grandmother, I went ahead and was like, "Yo, what's the point?" I let the negativity get to me. I'm not like that anymore, and I've learned a lot from it. But I let the negativity get to me at that point where I was like, what's the point? Why do I want to do good when I can't even, I don't have a support system of a $5 mouthpiece? And I was really, I really held that in, not really a grudge, but it was very, I felt very sad over it, that I was somebody who never asked for anything. I was somebody, that gave every little tiny thing that I had. I would have done anything to help anybody out. And that the time that I really felt that I needed, and it was something very constructive in my life. I believe that it would have helped me learn discipline. It would have helped me learn team camaraderie. It would have kept me off the streets. At the time, I was feeling very tempted to go that way, out of spite, or out of, me thinking that was the only way out. If I can't do it the right way and do the, where's the progress? Where's the reward? That's my thinking back then. Nowadays, I don't have that thinking, and thankfully, I did make some of the right decisions by not going down that route. But I go to every single one of my teachers, and I tell them, it's very important that I walk on the stage. This is what the grade I'm getting in your class. I know I have 1 semester left. What can I do to raise my grade in 1 semester so I can walk on stage? And they all knew I was shy. And hardly ever even talk to any of my teachers, you know. So they all said, like my computer class, which was elective, she said start writing reports and writing things about stuff on the computers. My PE teacher said an hour after school every day running, and on the days that you're not running, I want you walking around the school picking up gum. My English teacher told me I want you to write a play, and these are some of the things that stand out to me, and I'm going to talk about it. So I write a play for my English class that evidently it was an anti-smoking play that I wrote. Then it was so good that everybody went ahead from that class, auditioned to be in this play, and I played into it. So I was a writer, and then we went to like, I guess, like nationals or whatever that is. We competed against all these schools. So it was a play I wrote, a play that I acted in. They the English teachers did auditions and stuff, and we beat the whole the school district around there. And I did that. And funny enough, I did get a savings bond, and the savings bond would be worth $50 when I turned 18, and I couldn't cash it until 18, I believe, right? So I won that. So that teacher hooked me up on a great grade because I put that kind of effort into it. My computer teacher called my mom and said these things that I almost messed up. She called my mom and said AlienAscend is very, very smart with this stuff, and she even talked to me about the reports, and we talked about all sorts of stuff with the computers, from the local access network, the LAN settings, to the things that I knew on Linux, from the programming with Python, from Visual Basic 3.0 to 6.0 Enterprise, from the PHP and MySQL, all these different little computer languages, Java, HTML, that kind of stuff, hypertext markup language. She was like, you knew all this stuff, and I was somebody who's very into sports, and was into fitness, and was into geek stuff too. Like, I liked all that stuff. I was self-taught on that stuff. I got a library card to go there and get books, and use the Dewey Decimal System to find what books that were going to help me learn computer programming, or computer hardware, or cybersecurity, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, if the library had the books, I would do that. Of course, I would also get a lot of books on aliens. That's just how I am. I went ahead and did all that stuff, and then so people from the school actually were reaching out to my mom and saying, he was really good at this, he's really good at that, he is shocking me and stuff like that. And I don't think anything ever really came of it, but I mean, it made my mom proud, and that felt good, to make my mom proud. But that's I guess that was worth it. So the big day of graduation comes, and we get told why we're inside the class before we go out there and stuff like that. We have to leave our backpacks there. They said that they're going to hand us a folder on the stage, but our folder will be empty. We will not get our diploma until we go back to the stage, back to the class, and they hold on to it so that you don't do anything stupid while you're on stage, like I don't know, act a fool basically. So I guess they've had people act a fool on stage before, and they're holding your diploma until you're in good standing afterwards, right? So I didn't find that out till I was there. I go ahead and when they call my name, I walk on stage, and the person actually does like some of the stuff that has some of your academic stuff, and they shout out like this, AlienAscend almost didn't walk on stage, but he raised up his grades, and like they did a little spiel like that, and I was happy and I was proud, and I put my hands up, and I was like shouting, and I'm like looking in the audience, and I don't see my mom, and I don't see my grandma, and I'm like, and I stood on stage like for a good 20 seconds, like down these stairs. I'm at the top of the stairs, and I'm like looking like, where's my people at? Where's my family? And I don't see them. I go down the stairs, and then I have to go run to my classroom, but I'm like walking to the audience, and I don't see my mom, and I don't see my grandma, and that's who was supposed to be there. That's who I put all that effort and all that work in. I go ahead and go upstairs, and I get my backpack, and I get my diploma. I was in there maybe 5-10 minutes, and I come down, and I'm walking everywhere, and I know where the parents are supposed to park at the school, so I'm walking, and I'm looking for my grandmother's car, and I don't see it, and I walk home, and I'm very, very upset. I felt devastated. I felt like, my goodness, I would have graduated anyways, but now you have me put all this extra effort in, all the stuff I did. You built it up. I was so excited to see my grandmother. I was so excited finally somebody's going to watch me and be, supportive, and that my mom got, my mom who, was very, very sick and not doing so well, most days, that she was going to be there and she was going to rock with me. And I thought it was going to be the greatest thing, and it turned out it wasn't. I walk home, and when I walk home, I see my grandma's cars out front, and I went and knocked at the door, and door gets open, and I'm upset, and I scream at them, both of them. And I said, why the hell didn't you all show up? And they're like, we did. We saw you put your arms up and shout. We saw that you were standing right there looking, and we saw you. And back then, my grandma had a camcorder. She's like, Grandma recorded it, and we'll show it to you. And I was like, no, you guys weren't there. I said, you guys weren't there. I said, I looked for you guys. And they're like, we saw you walk off, so we thought you still had to have school. And I'm like, no, everybody was being let out, but I had to get my diploma. I was so upset. I walked to my bedroom at the time, and it was literally the only people that were home at that time was my mom who lived there, my grandma who was visiting, and me. And I slammed the door shut, and I was so upset that they couldn't wait a few minutes, or they couldn't, show me that they were there. I mean, I understand now, and I did later on that day, came out there, and my grandma had wrote me a really beautiful, letter and a note card or whatever. She wrote something very beautiful and very touching, and then she also left her camcorder there with the footage, because she knew that I would want to see that. And I saw that she was there because she did record me. She recorded me, and she recorded the whole thing, but they didn't wait for me, though, and it hurt. And I remember I picked up the phone and I called my grandma, and I told her I was very, very sorry that I really didn't think they showed up, and I didn't understand why would somebody do that. It felt like it was intentionally. It felt like you wanted me to build myself up just so you could hurt me intentionally. Like, it felt like a cruel joke, and that's what happened. Saw that it wasn't, apologized to my mother, apologized to my grandmother, but I was still very upset that they couldn't freaking wait. Like, y'all couldn't wait 5-10 minutes for me to get my my backpack and my diploma. Know that you guys didn't know that, but all the other parents and people that were there, they kind of got told why they were sitting there. It just kind of seemed like you got to see me, and then I still had to walk home that day. and I walked home that day feeling like nobody was there, So after that happened, I got the summer off for 8th grade before I jumped into being a freshman, and the whole summer I am lifting weights. I had a pool in my house. I'm swimming. I got into skateboarding. I have a park across the street from me, and I have a beautiful backyard and a nice long driveway, so I can skateboard at the park. There's another park a couple blocks away that was really cool to skateboard at. So I'm skateboarding. I'm lifting weights. I'm I'm running constantly. I remember and tanning constantly too. So I do all that stuff. And I guess I should take a step back. The whole time, my 8th grade, if you had good grades in 7th grade, and if you had good grades 8th grade, you were allowed to go to junior high or middle school dances, right? So my whole 7th grade, me having a 3.4, there were so many girls that I asked to go to dances, and it was free. It was free if you had a good GPA. I asked so many girls, and I was always laughed at, told no, not interested. And I never had any, even though I'm the youngest in my family, I never had anybody tell me this is how you're supposed to talk to a young lady. This is how you do this, how you do that. I was never even taught how to shave. I learned how to do that myself. When I went through things in life, I never had any advice from them, and I couldn't. I would seek out questions and advice, and never got it. I had to learn a lot of stuff on my own, unfortunately. It would have been nice. For some help, but it is what it is. I guess it made me the person I am. But so now back to 8th grade. 8th grade ends. It's summer. I'm lifting weights, like I said. Tanning, swimming every single day, hours upon hours, and it's the first day of high school now, and you know, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I went there, and I really wanted to make the whole time 7th and 8th grade I was a loner. I basically hanged out by myself. There was a couple people I knew that I would sit and eat lunch with, but you know, they were just probably just as quiet as I was, and it was nothing big. You know, I was just very, very quiet. I had friends that lived in the other city that I grew up in, and I would go spend the night at their houses on the weekends, and they'd come over. It was different at that time. Like we grew up together, so I felt comfortable talking with them. I felt comfortable hanging out with them. You know, so I had friends outside of school. I only saw them on the weekends, and you know, during the whole week and stuff like that. Never had any friends, really, to tell you the truth. So high school, very first day, I guess I looked really, really good. I was nice and tan, leaned up, you know, cut up. You know, I was very, very small. I mean, you know, I felt like I was small. I was 130 pounds all the way till I was like 22, 23. You know, but I did shoot up to like 5'11", so like I'm 6 foot now, but I think I went to 5'11" and 130 pounds, and I actually got clothes that, like, you know, showed that my arms are you know, cut up on the tricep. You can see, you know, like my chest was nice and toned and things like that. And I had no idea that I guess I started looking good. I had no idea. I still felt like the person that you know, that always got told no. Go to high school, and one of the classes, I got this girl behind me and a girl behind her, and me and the girl that's like, so me, girl. The girl behind me was unattractive and was flirting with me, and I didn't like it. Like, you know, I didn't see her that way. The girl that was behind her was the pretty one, and me and her were like making our heads go back and forth. I'm chopping it up with her. She's laughing and smiling, and it's actually feeling really, really good. Like, wait a minute, this, you know. So is this what it feels like to feel wanted? You know, dead ass. So this is this literally what it feels like to that somebody else, you know, somebody wants to be your friend, that somebody actually is being flirtatious to you, somebody actually does want you, somebody does enjoy your company and whatnot. Like I was feeling like a stud. I was like, oh man, this is great. Like, how can my day get any better? Let me tell you how my day can get better. After the class, she comes and walks up to me and grabs my hand and writes her phone number right on my hand. My first day of high school. Never ever was I ever treated like that. You know, I'm like, oh, this is great. You know, so moving into high school, I actually instantly became very, very, very popular. I had friends from all sorts of different cliques. Like, you know, and I could move around from like, I guess I call them cliques, but like groups of people. You know, I was cool with a lot of Mexicans and essays. They actually knew, you know, a lot of them were related to the people that I grew up with in the city, so I knew them already, and or like I knew some of their family members, and they definitely knew me from going to their family functions and being on the block and all that stuff, right? I was cool with all the football people. You know, they remembered me from 8th grade, but now I'm more sociable. Now I'm actually being a class clown. You know, I was cool with the gothic, and they didn't have emo back then, but the gothic people, because I liked heavy metal. You know, I liked Marilyn Manson. You know, I also liked hip hop and rap. I was cool with them, and I really liked a lot of those kind of women. And you know, I liked the punker type. I liked you know, the gothic looking women. You know, I also liked the straight edge ones. I didn't really discriminate, but I liked them, and I would talk to them, and I was really, really cool with a lot of people. Like, I had hundreds of friends at school, and to go from not having any friends to all that was, you know, it was definitely like life changing. Like, wait a minute, like, oh, this is what high school is about. Now we're mature adults. You know, like, we were mature adults, but that's what I was thinking in my head. Like, oh, the maturity level has changed here. Now it's cool to go to you know, dances. Now it's cool for us to hang out and whatnot. I'm gonna not keep it that much longer than this. If you want to shoot me a donation, you know, it'll be in the description. AlienAscend. It's the same as my YouTube name. I really do ask that you rock with me, and if you can, my video before this, like I said, the Big Brother, hit the like button, drop a comment, and if you can, send it to CBS, send it to, you know, hashtag Big Brothers. Try to push that video out. So I would love to be on that show, and I think if you guys could do that, it would be a very grand favor, and I think it would help me. And I'm still need about 1,000 watch time hours, so if you can, check out other videos I have and watch them, and of course, please subscribe, and I want to thank you so much.